What's up, everybody? This is your girl Q1, and I am back with Heart and Hustle Houston, Season 2, Episode 5 in a Pickle. Before I start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Sorry, y'all, click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Give me 1 second. Make sure y'all stay in the, like the video so I can stay in the algorithm, comments, I can stay in the algorithm. All of those things matter. So I appreciate y'all. Again, I'm on the road to 1K. So y'all share me. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay? All right. Anyway, Heart and Hustle Houston. The episode starts with Chloe and Latoria. They are actually starting their new podcast. And I'm just going down. Chloe said that she still wants a baby. I don't know why I put date. Anyway, she said that Jordan has been staying at her house, and I'm like, girl, I cannot. Anyway, we find out that Nico still doesn't like Jordan. She said that she's just glad that they are connecting, and I'm like, are they connecting? Are they connecting and talking, or they just happen to just speak to each other just so they won't be rude? Because what I saw was two people passing by just saying hi, and that was it. After he said hi to your son, your nigga went upstairs to your bedroom. Anyway, Labrina's messy ass. When I tell y'all, Labrina pisses me off. Labrina, if you're watching my videos, girl, I'm only going by what we see. Okay, let me tell y'all. I'm telling y'all, it be the delusion. But Labrina throwing a party for her 4-year-old daughter. She invited all of the girls. However, Ro, Latoria, and Elena couldn't make it. But Chloe, Manira show up, and we actually will be meeting Ashley. Anyway, Chloe tells Labrina she had too many people at her event. Labrina was like, how did you like the event? It was cool. You just had way too many people. And so she was like, you should have cut everything off. And Labrina was like, oh, I forgot. It was just the way she was saying it made me feel like you were lying. Did you forget? But that's just my personal opinion. I don't know. Maybe she did forget. I don't know. These people ain't have nowhere to sit. So it should have just been at a capacity where you cut off so many people. Like, yeah, not the amount. If you have 50 seats, you probably should cut it off at about 45. Like, girl, I don't know. But Chloe said, this wasn't a Chloe, what's her name? Chloe Johnson or whatever her name is. It wasn't a Chloe event, because baby, we would have hooked you up and we would have been able to accommodate everybody. Okay. And I just feel like if I pay for your event, which I feel like tickets were probably high as giraffe coochie. Okay. I want to be seated in a fucking chair, not a little bitty. No. I don't want to stand up and do no poster. I don't want to stand and do nothing. I definitely don't want to sit on no damn step. You got me. Let me shut up. Anyway, we meet Ashley's ass. Y'all, I'm going to be nice. Okay, we meet Ashley. Her and Labrina have been friends for years. Okay. So Ashley and Chloe have a conversation. And they, she was like, Ashley was like, that's my husband over there. That's my kids, yada, yada, yada. And so, of course, Chloe talks about Jordan, how he's a breath of fresh air, how he makes her whole and complete since her husband passed, and how he's a good man, Savannah girl. And I was like, girl, I'm so. I'm sorry, y'all. Especially when those daughters, say what they need to say. And I know a lot of adults out there are always like, Your kids don't make your choices for you, because I've had people say that about to me, like, your kids don't make your choices. No, they may not make choices, but they have to live here and they need to be comfortable here. When they were little, be clear, when they were young. I still respect everybody now, okay? But there are just some things I still don't do, even though they're older and they live here, okay? I don't know why I be telling y'all all my little business. But anyway, I just don't like how she's trying to put Jordan on his pedestal. And I don't know if it's, again, we only get to see 45 minutes of these people. And we don't get to see who they really are. But it says a lot when your younger girls are very opinionated when you ask them about Jordan. So I just feel like you should be able to hear them. Anyway, Manira and Ashley, they have a conversation. Ashley said she heard that Latoya was mad because she had to pay for her lemon drop. Nobody but Labrina funky ass told you that. And girl, if you gonna sponsor an event with these ladies' name on it, why do they have to pay for a drink anyway? $22 for a lemon drop, girl? Get on my face. Anyway, Manira, of course, Manira's following ass gonna take up for anybody in that crew. So Manira said in her confessional how Ashley went all out for the ladies. Nobody probably asked her to do that. Again, she probably saw an opportunity and she took it. And she probably saw an opportunity not only to do that, but to get her squoze her little raggedy ass on this show. Anyway, I promise y'all I'm gonna be nice, but they got to give me a reason. She said, but Ashley went all out for the ladies and took care of everything. So if everything was being taken care of, did y'all tell them that drinks was not included in all of that? What was included? What was not included? Okay. I don't. So anyway, we get to Latoya. She's at her dad's house and she has to sell her dad's house. She said that it is hard for her, basically financially, emotionally, mentally, because she found her dad deceased in the home. And that is an image that you do not get rid of. That is true. Even if it's not in a home, I was in a hospital and I saw my mom, and I just, for the longest, that was always the last thing I saw at night on going to bed, was them reviving. And after they revived her, that's all I remember. It's like right now, it's like a blur, but I can remember my mom's face. I always remember her face. I keep, my mom I look like my mom, but I remember her face, and my mom pictures are up there, but it took a while, so I understand what she's going through. It's something that just don't go away right away. She said she did found him in a house unalive, and I felt bad for her. I really do feel bad for her, and I really do pray that she finds a community of people that I pray that she have a community of people. And I feel like Ro is just one of those people. So yeah, I pray that she keeps her community of people outside of this show, or if she have some people within the show. It doesn't matter, as long as she have a community of people that rally around her and just kind of hold her hand through it. So I get it. So then we get to Ro. She actually talks about her stepdad. She doesn't call him her stepdad, but she calls him her dad. She said that's her guy. That's, he's been there for her. He's been amazing, good to her. Like, they have an amazing relationship. She asked her stepdad, like, why haven't you ever adopted me? And so her mom was like, because the sperm donor wouldn't allow it. And so she was like, man, you could have just went and beat his ass. And she didn't say that, y'all. I'm just putting 20 on 10. But she did say why you just ain't go beat him up? And I really find that to be deplorable. Half of you don't want these children. Y'all make them. You don't want them. But you get mad because somebody else is taking care of them. Or you may not have access to the mothers anymore. So you stop helping the mom with the kids. And not only do you stop doing that, you try to be cruel. And you get jealous when some other person is doing a job that you should be doing. And you try to make it hard for the mother. That is crazy to me. Y'all just got this weird feeling. I can't shake it. But, anyway. So odd. Anyway. Where am I in my notes? She said that her biological dad has disappointed her a lot. And he was the first man to ever break her heart. And I think a lot of us have experienced that. Again, y'all know me. Y'all been in my lives, a few of my lives. Y'all been in some of my videos. Y'all know that. I mean, my dad was around a little bit, but not too much. But, you know, we had to compete with drugs. Not that we competed with it, but it wasn't. I don't know if we were important to him, but at some point, you know, he would call me from all the major holidays, my birthdays. It didn't matter. And whatever holiday, he made sure he called me. And I always took that into consideration. And I appreciated my dad for that. So, shout out to him. Okay? He would just call me with a stupid story. Not stupid in a bad way, but funny. You know. Again, if you ever sat in our lives, the Healing Out Loud segment, I talk about my grandmother. Me and my cousin, we talk about our grandmother often. That's my grandmother's son. So the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Okay? Anyway. Sorry, I don't know. I just keep steering off. So, because her biological dad has disappointed her, she doesn't want her daughter to experience any of the disappointment. She doesn't like how her daughter's father talks to her. And she feels like that her daughter don't have to deal with that. And I agree. Because if you have, over time, that's how, you know, women hear, you know, the young girls hear that all the time, that abuse, that you know, the way the men around them talk to them. And then they find a man just like the men they had to grow up around, and they think somehow that's love. So I appreciate Ro for protecting her daughter. And I think all parents should protect their children at all costs. Like, that's just how I feel. I feel like all parents should protect their children. Anyway, her dad tells her to reach out to her daughter's dad, and you know, we just gotta try to co-parent as best as we could, basically, and try to make it about Sophia. So then we get to the pickleball event. Latoria tells Ro that Manira is hosting an event and getting the girls, you know, getting all of the girls together. Manira, why are you late at your own event? But whatever. Rose says, listen, this makes me nervous because every time we get together, it's always something. Y'all always showing y'all arse. Okay? And again, I ain't got no liquor to calm me down. So, child, I don't know what they expect. So, Latoria tells Ro that Manira invited Ashley. Ro asks if she's a part of the friend group now. Latoria said, maybe, I don't know. And, I am thinking that Ashley probably have replaced Elena. That's what I think. I don't know. That's what it feels like. So I'm just going to say that I don't know. Anyway, Ashley arrives, and Rose said in her confessional, you know, who let you in here? Oh, Labrina let you in. Like, ma'am, you don't go here. Like, ugh. Anyway, Ro was like, I really don't need no new friends. It is hard to be it's hard to have new friends. It's hard for Ro to have friends with new people, and I get it. I get it. But all you can do is just give somebody a try, and if they hang themselves, then that's on them. Like, you don't have to be their best friend. You don't even have to be their friend at this point. Just see what they talking about, watch, listen, communicate, and they'll a person will tell you everything about themselves. I'm just saying. So, Ashley. Ashley decided to give Latoria a lemon and some vodka because somebody told her that she was upset that she had to pay for her lemon drop at the finale party. Again, finale party for them that you threw at your place. I'm assuming at your restaurant or whatever. So why should she have to pay for a drink for their finale party? I can see other people, but why do the cast? Why should the cast have to pay for their drink? Anyway, Latoria said, I thought it was complimentary. And this was the thing. Like Latoria said later on, she said she didn't even ask. You just started talking. Like, you just didn't have a conversation. You just started talking. So Ro asked, what is the vodka and the lemon? What do you have all of this here for? Ro said, she was upset because, my picture was on a flyer, but yet I wasn't invited to this event. So Ro was like, you telling us some birdie came and told you, who the hell is the birdie that told you all of this shit? Which I already knew it was Labrina's messy ass. It couldn't have been nobody but Labrina because it was only them at the party. It was it was Labrina and was it Manera? I think it was Manera, Labrina, and Latoria at the party. And I'm pretty sure she didn't tell that to Manera. She told it to Latoria when they were still cool. And I'm going to say this. I think Latoria waited once they got into it. That's when you told Ashley all of the bullshit. And you threw Latoria under the bus. And you probably made the complaint. You probably put so much stank on that complaint with your messy ass. Like, when I tell y'all, I always saw Labrina, but I always wanted to keep it cute. But, all my focus last season was on Chloe because Chloe was so damn messy. Chloe's still messy. But, it's more Labrina this season. But she got people fighting for her. Anyway, Ashley said, the day before of the event, her grandmother passed. Ashley, listen, I'm not trying to be an insensitive asshole. I'm really not. But before you came to Latoria with this bullshit, you knew you lost your grandmother the day before. So, since they're on your ass, you now want to throw in, my grandmother passed away bit. Like, this is not me discounting what happened to your grandmother because, first of all, I'm sorry about that. But you bringing this up. Girl, you started this whole conversation. Either that or you pissed off production and they trying to make you look bad, girl. I don't know. I'm trying. You just got here. So I'm going to give you some time. I'm going to give you a little grace. You got 2 episodes out of me. This the first one. No, I'm going to give you 2 more episodes in addition to this one. Anyway, Ashley, Labrina, and Chloe meet up the next day for lunch or whatever. And so Labrina, messy motherfucking ass, was in her confessional, being messy. Y'all, it's this look that Labrina get. Labrina is messy as fuck. Grimy as fuck. I'm sorry, y'all. I am not. I will not be kissing ass. I'm not doing none of it. I'm not. You get on my nerves, your ass gonna get handed to you. Labrina been pissing me off with her messy ass. Anyway, Labrina said in her confessional, I wanted to know what was tea. And so she started smiling. Again, giving very grimy type shit. Like, and when you seen them talking, she was like, because I wasn't there to listen. Yeah, because your ass was over there playing pickleball, staying away from it, because you knew your ass was the one that started all of this shit. You knew what to do, and you knew what Ashley was coming to do. So what you did, you stayed your ass right over there because you didn't want to get into it with nobody again. Girl, get the fuck out of my face. Like, LeBron, when I tell y'all, yeah, no, it's baby, when I tell y'all it's a no for me with Miss Labrina, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. I liked Labrina. I did at some point, but baby, when you met up with Josh, you kind of start moving funny. Then I started seeing you for your works. Okay. Anyway. So Labrina wanted to know what was tea, and she had like this little smile on her face in her confessional. And when Latoria and Ashley had the conversation, again, your ass was over there occupied with pickleball, but whatever. Ashley felt like Ro is some type of stranger, and she felt like Ro wall was up. That's because she don't know you. And I guess once she gets to know you, then she'll let her guard down. But like Chloe said, this is how Ro is when she don't know you. But then Chloe, you proceed to say, when you brought musty, musty ass Shaniqua on, because y'all know I could not stand Shaniqua. Ro came for her head. No, your friend was musty as fuck and messy as fuck. Okay? I be trying not to curse in some of these videos, but y'all be making me. Okay. Anyway, Labrina was like, I'm the bird. I'm the one. You definitely are bird. Okay? You definitely been given bird behavior ever since we've been rolling season 2. Okay? So I just feel like you being a messy hoe. Because why would you do that? Why would you start a beef between Latoria and Ashley? Why would you do that? That makes no sense. Why would you even tell Ashley that? Anyway, Ro, Latoria, and Manira. Rose said Ashley's first impression of Ashley isn't good based on the Lemon and the Baca situation or whatever. Ashley, we get back to the other ladies. Ashley tells the lady she spent $7,000 on marketing, and I'm just like, girl, don't act like you didn't get no favors out of this. Okay? Ashley said maybe now this yeah. So Ashley said maybe Latoria is used to a bar Ro manages. And I was like, what was that? What did Ro do to you? What did she do to you? She didn't say anything to you. She didn't say nothing to you. Like, she didn't do or say anything. Anyway, Manira tells Ro it's what Ashley did was petty, but it has nothing to do with Ro. Leave it up to Manira to take up for anything Labrina or connected to Labrina. I just feel like what do I feel? I just feel like y'all just on some bullshit, and Ro explained why she felt like, she was like, we just fixed something, and now for you to come in and do all of this, yeah, I do have something to say, and I'm not mad at her for saying it, but this is the second person that came at Latoria. Not musty ass Shaniqua came at Latoria last season, and this season Ashley. Like, what did this lady do? Why don't y'all like this lady? Like, is production telling people to do that? I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. We get to Chloe and her girls. Basically, her girls are telling her that you're now shutting the doors, your room door, when Jordan comes over. The girls are not wanting you to marry Jordan because they are not ready. Her other daughter doesn't really enjoy Jordan, and she doesn't really want Jordan around. And because they can't sleep in the same bed with their mom when he's there, and they're used to just kind of going in there anytime that they want. It is a slippery slope, because I also understand that, Chloe has needs, and she's a grown woman and all of that. It is like it's a slippery slope. Like, it's a slippery slope. She asked her daughter, she said, "Is this about your dad?" Her daughter got really frustrated and was like, "No, it's not." And she was like, "I think it's about your dad." No, you are not wanting to hear your daughter out. It is not about her dad. This is about Jordan. And I think you don't want to hear that because your kids may not see it for him. You're not ready to give up Jordan. And that's just the bottom line. Like you're not ready to give him up. And because of that's the issue. You're not ready to give Jordan up. Anyway, Chloe says to the girls that Jordan is here to stay, and I think she just said that I think she said this in her confessional, that Jordan is here to stay and he means well. This is the problem I'm going to have with Chloe, like she did with Nico last season. The issues that you're having between you and your kids when it comes to Jordan, you always go run and tell him. He doesn't need to know any of that. He does not need to know any of that. You need to handle this on your own. But Chloe, you're acting like you cannot mother without somebody around. Like, your kids don't like your fourth child, and that's just what it is. And Jordan is her fourth child. Like, you'll know when your kids like somebody and they don't like him. And not only that, they have to sit in the middle between your son not liking Jordan and I guess that beef between your son and Jordan. And they're not going to side with you and Jordan. They're going to side with Nico. I just think that it's best that Chloe get rid of him. But, I also feel like, kids can sense things that we can't. But again, this is you putting your needs ahead of ahead of your girls. They're young. I'm sorry, y'all. I get it. If you want to go out and visit Jordan, have your son, you have babysitters on deck. You got people that take, go out and do that. Or, have play dates where it's trusted, where your girls can go. And then you have Jordan come over and tell Nico, hey, listen, I need the house to myself, blah, blah, blah. But, you can always go out and visit Jordan. Go to his house. But a lot of times you won't do that. We will, make our kids uncomfortable for our own needs. But, hey, what do I know? Anyway, that is all I got, everybody. All right. Tomorrow I will drop some more videos. I'm caught up. I'll have all the Queens Men tomorrow and Bell Collective from Friday. And then I'll be extremely caught up. But anyway, I know I have not done a life unscripted segment in a minute. But I will talk to y'all about my health, some changes, some things have happened, some diagnoses has been happening, but we are going to take care of those things, okay? It ain't nothing bad, okay? If it's not dealt with, then it can be bad. But no, I will walk y'all. I actually want to make a blog where I'm walking y'all through my healing journey, my, the physical healing journey and whatnot. But I'll talk about all of that in Life Unscripted. I'm gonna put something together. But let me get through all of this, catch myself up. I still have the interview on the 10th, y'all. I'm going to do the thumbnail sometime before the week is out. I'm going to do the thumbnail, put it up, give everybody time to come around, be here next week. So, yeah. Anyway, with all of that being said, this is your girl, Kiwan, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.